The London newspaper, The Guardian, has been accused of institutional racism, and I thought it would be worth reading out in full the accusation levelled against the newspaper. It's been lodged, the race complaint, by a podcast producer commissioned by The Guardian to look at the Guardian newspaper's links to the slave trade. And after you've heard the charge, please give a comment below. To what extent is The Guardian racist? And is it true that racism permeates the newspaper? But I make no comment. Please listen to the charge in full, the accusation in full, which is in the form of an email, and let me hear what you think in the comments below. The email from the podcast producer reads as follows.
We're getting in touch to share our recent experience of working with The Guardian. We're doing this because we understand The Guardian is reaching out to black producers to finish off a project that we worked tirelessly on for most of the last year. We want to give you, our colleagues, clear context so that if you're approached, you know what happened and you can make informed decisions. We want to share our experience, as we know from conversations with many of you that when things like this happen, our experiences are often buried, and production companies are able to continue as though nothing has happened and repeat the same harm while using our labour for kudos. We were hired to work on a multi-part series exploring the legacies of slavery, taking The Guardian's explorations into its own history as a starting point. We were promised a supportive environment where we could have open, generative conversations about race and narrative without the usual defensiveness and backlash we've all come to experience from execs of various races. But that did not happen. Instead, for months, we worked on a mismanaged project and had a difficult time trying to do our jobs due to the attempts of the institution to whitewash history. We were routinely undermined, unsupported, and deeply frustrated by the absence of journalistic rigour and the absence of critical attention to history. A key issue was the lack of any serious desire from The Guardian to face and interrogate its own historic role and what that has meant for its journalism to date and what accountability might look like in the future. This left room for microaggressions, colorism, bullying, passive-aggressive and obstructive management styles, frustration, stress for members of the production team. Our concerns were dismissed as trauma and baggage rather than informed expertise and analysis, while they frequently admitted their own ignorance of the subject or responded defensively. We worked with execs who had no oversight of the series or subject matter, and frequently had to problem solve and work around the poor leadership and lazy production of our full-time colleagues. We made numerous attempts to have good faith conversations with our team, to no avail. We had to write a formal letter of complaint to the editorial leads, addressing these issues and the impact it was having, not only on the editorial, but on us as producers. Our letter was ignored for weeks. It was minimised until we had ineffective mediation sessions that we could not attend. Then our contract ended. We heard nothing. We had nothing at all until 2 weeks ago, though we were given less than 48 hours to hand over. We were immediately locked out of our email. We were locked out of our shared drive accounts. And then we were told to hand our remaining work over. It's been incredibly challenging for us. We all care deeply about this history, and we were excited to produce something. We were excited to do something in solidarity with movements in different parts of the world. We'd hoped to make a series. We just wanted to make a series and to contribute towards shifting discourse. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to shift discourse away from the kind of reductive conversations about race and capitalism that are usually commissioned in our industry. The institution is now looking for other producers to finish our work, and it has ignored our concerns. The outcome of this project is a huge indictment of the Guardian newspaper. The irony of dealing with institutional racism, editorial whiteness, and ignorance on a project about the legacies of slavery has not been lost on us, and it deeply undermines the integrity of the project. This is both uninspiring and disappointing.